Like bad kids, bitch, we reckless, yeah. Raw hearts are like taxes.
What is up, YouTube? It is your boy GwoppyTrai signing back in with another video. And in today's video, I actually promised I'm going to be doing an Oppressor Mk2 part 2 to the Oppressor Mk2 rant that I did almost a year ago, in which it's sitting at a whopping 2,600 views and 100 likes and only 12 dislikes. And by the way, those 12 dislikes came from a bunch of salty tryhards, let me tell you that much. But pretty much any tryhards that came in the comment section of that video, they got their ass roasted. I'm not even exaggerating about that. I might make a video like reading through the comments like in the future, or like in a week or two. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, because like there's I wanted to make this part 2 for a while, and now that I actually got my hands on the Terabyte and the Oppressor Mk2, finally, like after like almost a year really, I actually got my hands on one, and in this gameplay here you can see me actually buying it. And just a quick note, I actually went bankrupt actually buying this shit. Like it costed me, both vehicles actually cost me around $5 million. But it's no worries, double money is here, and I actually regained that money in like 1 or 2 days. So anyway, so there's a bunch of points that I left out in the first Oppressor Mk2 rant video that I actually wanted to include in the second Oppressor Mk2 rant video. So now the first part that I left out is that this jet-powered motorcycle, quote unquote, is actually classified as a motorcycle. Now, there's obviously some problems with this, and I obviously have with it. Now, number one, this shit is not a motorcycle. Let's get some shit straight. A motorcycle has wheels. This shit does not have any wheels. So, I want to know who was the genius at Rockstar Games that actually thought that since it's built like a motorcycle but doesn't have any wheels, it classifies as a motorcycle. I want to know who actually came up with that idea, because first of all, it doesn't even have wheels, so how can it actually be classified as a motorcycle? Because it hovers off the ground, and not only that, it actually flies in the air. So a motorcycle, a normal motorcycle, does not do that. Now, the Oppressor Mk1 can actually be classified as a motorcycle, because even though it has glider wings, like it still has 2 wheels, and it doesn't and you know what I'm saying, it doesn't keep airborne. It doesn't stay in airborne for as long as you want. Like you actually have to, like, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't glide or fly. It actually glides off the air, and you obviously have to put it back down to the ground like sometime soon. So at least the Oppressor Mk1 can be classified as a vehicle. And also, I listed some pretty bad things about the Oppressor Mk2 in this video and my other video, but the absolute worst thing that I actually hate about this Oppressor Mk2 is that this thing can actually allow you to go in and out of passive mode. Yeah, that's right. You can actually passive pop with the Oppressor Mk2. Now, what is passive popping, you ask? Basically, all you just have to do is just go into passive mode, and then once you're around your enemy or have a clear sight of your enemy and they're not in passive mode, you get out of passive mode, and then you immediately kill them afterwards. And they especially do this shit with hydras, lasers, and any type of weaponized jet, or in this case, the Oppressor Mk2. And also, that's also another question I have for Rockstar. Who thought that it was a good idea to make make the player be able to actually go in and out of passive mode in a weaponized vehicle? So let me get this straight, Rockstar. With vehicles like the Super Carbon Valido, you can't go into passive mode in it, but instead you can actually go into passive mode in a weaponized vehicle. How does that make a bit of sense? How does that make a bit of sense that a weaponized vehicle can allow you to go into passive mode, but meanwhile a passive helicopter or plane won't actually let you go into passive mode? I want to know who thought that was a good idea, because that's backwards logic and backwards thinking. Because most people would know that, like, if you're in a weaponized vehicle like a laser or a hydra, like, you shouldn't be able to go into passive mode in it. The whole reason why you have tanks, guns, and everything in this game is so that you can actually destroy everything in your path. So you're not just owning this jet just so you can fly around and be safe in it. Like, that's also kind of what it's purpose for, but like, it's not supposed to actually be for use in PvP situations for these griefers and tryhards to actually passive pop in and out of this vehicle. That's also the one thing that I hate about this vehicle. Now, also, since this thing is classified as a vehicle, and this was the shit that I didn't even expect for this to happen when a year ago when this vehicle first came out. Because this shit is classified as a motorcycle, this shit can be spawned in through the motorcycle business club. And what that means is that you switch from your CEO to your MC business, and then you call in your Oppressor Mk2, it will literally spawn in like that. It will literally spawn right in front of you with no wait time or anything. And it gets even worse. It is even worse. Now, let's just say you get lucky, or like you get skilled enough to actually take down one of these things and destroy them. Now, since this shit is also classified as a motorcycle, you can also call up Moore's Mutual, and they can easily get this back for you, no problem. And then once you call up Moore's Mutual, within 30 seconds to a minute, you can actually call it back in, and that shit will be on your ass in like 30 seconds to a minute. Like, you destroy one of these things, they're gonna immediately pop up like at least 1 to 2 minutes later. So this shit is honestly ridiculous, because I want to know who came up with this idea, because they knew that this was going to be an unbalanced weapon to use in GTA Online, and we knew it. As soon as I heard about this thing having full flight capabilities, homing missiles, and countermeasures, I knew it was a wrap. I knew it was the end of Grand Theft Auto Online. So, because these things get on you so fast, and there's no cooldown timer or anything, there is no way that you could actually get breathing room if you really wanted to. The only way I see that you can get some breathing room is that if you either call Lester to go off radar, or you actually use the CEO Ghost organization. That's the only way, because the off radar gives you a good minute. The Ghost organization only gives you 3 minutes, so that's more than enough time to give you some breathing room between you and the Oppressor Mk2 griefer. So now, also, another thing I also want to point out in this video is that because this weapon is so unbalanced, griefers have actually been using this as their go-to weapon for destroying cargo and everything else. Now, the one thing that I also have a problem with is that they classified this shit as a personal vehicle. Now, because it's a motorcycle and it quote-unquote counts as a personal vehicle, like, if you destroy it, you have to pay, like, it used to be $30,000, but now they actually lowered the price so it can actually be $10,000, which I actually kind of appreciate. But let's be serious real quick. You just minding your own business, and then a griefer on a stupid ass Oppressor Mk2 comes the fuck out of nowhere and then tries to blow you up and kill you or destroy your cargo. You actually get out of your car, you actually get a homing missile on him, or you snipe him or destroy his bike, and then guess what? If you destroy it, you're gonna get bad sport points for that, because you destroyed his personal vehicle. And that shit does not make a bit of sense. You get punished for pretty much defending yourself. And I'm gonna use this for an example. Now, for example, in Red Dead Redemption 2 online, like, there's actually a feature that if someone shoots at you first and you kill them, but they don't kill you, you actually don't get a bounty on you for doing that, because it was in self-defense. Now, that is reasonable. And the one problem that I have with that is, why can't that logic apply to Grand Theft Auto Online? Because most of the time when these Oppressor Mk2 griefers come, they actually try to destroy your cargo, and they actually try to kill you for no apparent reason other than to raise their KD, and that's honestly another video for another day. I said it so many amounts of times, I don't even need to explain it anymore. So because they come and then they try to kill you first, and then you retaliate by destroying their bike, guess what? You're gonna get in trouble for it. You're gonna get bad sport points for it. But meanwhile, they get rewarded $2,000 for destroying cargo. And that's why I say that's a double standard. Because if that's promoting griefing, because there is no real reward. $2,000 is nothing. And you got the audacity to say that that's a reward for destroying cargo. Like, I want to have a conversation with the genius that they actually decided it was a good idea to reward $2,000 for destroying cargo instead of actually rewarding bad sport points. I want to see it, because if they would have put a bad sport points for destroying cargo, I guarantee you nobody, or at least half the people that does it, wouldn't be doing it, because they would have all been in bad sport lobbies at this point. So that's also another thing. And the one more thing that I also want to say in this video is that now, because this thing only carries like 20 missiles, that doesn't stop these tryhards, because all they gotta do is if they run out of missiles, all they gotta do is call up their turbite, go inside of it, and then boom, like they refill all their 20 rockets again, and they're back on you again. Or all they just have to do is just despawn their bike and then call it back in with the motorcycle MC business, and then they're good to go. So there's really no, it's not balanced at all, because even though it's 20 rockets, and even if they run out of it, if they already been destroyed, like all they just have to do is just call it back up again, and there you go. Like your Oppressor Mk2 is back and ready for action again. So and also there's also no really amount of good counters. Now the one thing that people have been recommending is that if you use the up and atomizer, which is like that stupid ass ray gun that they added sometime within After Hours, I have no clue, but if you knock them off, you have to be extremely precise with that, because if you actually be able to knock them off, you can actually be able to get an automatic kill if they're high enough, or if you knock them off, you can actually get a good kill on them. And they actually get real salty when they actually use when you use that against them, and they hate that shit. They really do. They really do. And honestly, I'm gonna actually start using that against them, because like the amount of times I've been attacked by Oppressor Mk2 griefers has been honestly damn ridiculous in the past year. Now also other counters that also people have been telling me to use in the comments, and also just in general with other YouTube videos. One person actually told me to use the fully loaded ruiner. Now if you don't know what the fully loaded ruiner is that pretty much you start up the CEO job called fully loaded, and it gives you an actual armored up fully loaded ruiner 2000, and it can actually take a lot more rockets than the actual ruiner 2000, and it actually has more missiles. Like I'm pretty sure it actually has like a lot of missiles on it. Like I don't know if it actually has like the same amount of missiles or it has unlimited missiles. I haven't actually tested that, but a lot of people saying that like you don't need like unlimited missiles if you actually want to take down an Oppressor Mk2, because like with its increased protection, like you can actually be able to get a kill on it no problem, because it still has the same capabilities as the Ruiner 2000 with the jumping and parachuting capabilities. So you can easily be able to land a rocket on the Oppressor Mk2. Also, another suggestion that also people have been telling me to use is the Scramjet, which is pretty much the Speed Racer card that came out with the After Hours DLC as well, for no reason. As a matter of fact, when no one asked for that, but that's besides the point. And it's pretty much like the Deluxo, what's it called? It's also pretty much the Deluxo, the Ruiner 2000, and the Vigilante all put together, because it has the rocket boosters like the Vigilante, it has the jumping capabilities like the Ruiner 2000, and actually has the homing missiles like the Deluxo. It has really good missiles on it, and I've seen a lot of people get kills just by getting up close and personal with the Oppressor Mk2 and taking those things down. So if you have one of those in your garage, I suggest that you actually use them, because I actually seen a lot of people actually get a lot of kills, a lot of quick kills and a lot of quick counter kills from the Oppressor Mk2, because from the Scramjet, I'm sorry, because like it's so fast. Like the Oppressor Mk2, if they're actually chasing you head on and they actually try to fire a missile at you, like most of the time they're going to miss if you know how to counter it. So that's also another vehicle that I also suggest that you use. Also, one of my personal favorites that I like to use is the Akula. Now the Akula, it was also used in the Doomsday Heist, and my favorite specialty feature about the helicopter is that it actually has not only more armor protection, it also has stealth mode. Now you go into stealth mode, it's pretty much going off the radar, where nobody can see you. Like literally, you go into stealth mode and literally you disappear from the map. Now, this also makes a great counter for Oppressor Mk2 griefers that you try to use ghost organization and passive popping, because once you sneak up on them, especially if they're not looking behind them, you can actually pop out of the stealth mode and actually land a good rocket on them just in time before they can actually fire off their countermeasures. And even if they do, like you can still like fire off a missile to actually kill them. So that's one of my favorite helicopters to use to actually take them down. And also finally, one more suggestion suggestion that I want to actually tell you guys to take down the Oppressor Mk2 griefers that also people have been telling me in the comments is actually use the Stromberg. Now the Stromberg is actually the submarine car that was also used in the Doomsday Heist DLC, and it has not only a lot of armor, and it also has missiles on it. So that armor protection will buy you a lot of time when dealing with these Oppressor Mk2 griefers, because not only can it also fire on land, like it can actually lock onto them on land as well. Like it has homing on and off, so like as soon as they spawn in, you can actually kill them on land. So like it's actually a very good counter, and with, like I said, with that increased protection, it will buy you a lot of time, but you have to use it wisely because it's not gonna last for long. Also, because I own this bike, and also quick disclaimer, just because I own this bike does not mean that I like this bike. I still hate this shit with a passion. I really do. Because you want to know why I hate this shit? Because this shit does not belong in Grand Theft Auto Online. They actually copied this from Saints Row, and I painted it purple for a reason, just to remind you where this idea first came from. Because Saints Row was the first one to do this, and GTA took took their playbook right out of it. So I painted it purple just for the sake of it being in Saints Row. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments down below. Is there anything that that I need to talk about? I'm also going to be making another orbital cannon rant. Now, it's also going to be about the orbital cannon glitch that's going around in Grand Theft Auto Online. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments down below. If you got anything that you want to suggest to me in the comments on how to actually defend against these Oppressor Mk2 griefers, like comment down below and I'll actually respond to that and actually test it out. But we're out of the way. This is your boy Gwop, and I'm signing out, bruh.
I can't lose, bitch, I'm so used to winning. Fuck with my family and you are finished. And bitch, we at the top, we so used to winning. Bodies getting dropped, we so used to winning. Riding with my niggas, we be cruising tinted. Catch up, bitch, we so used to winning.